When the water rises, the first time I met Dr. Jamie Park, my search and rescue dog had just saved 3 people from a flash flood and was bleeding out in the back of my truck. Her name was Maverick, 65 pounds of German Shepherd, with a work ethic that put most humans to shame. She'd located 2 hikers trapped on a hill country ledge, then gone back for a third when the water surge hit. Took a piece of debris to her left flank, kept working anyway, got everyone to high ground. Now she was panting hard, blood soaking through the pressure bandage I'd applied, and the nearest emergency vet was 30 miles away through flooded roads. I was trying to radio for a medical airlift when someone knocked on my truck window. I'm a vet. The guy was soaked head to toe, dark hair plastered to his forehead, wearing scrubs under a rain jacket. I heard on the scanner your dog was injured. I can help. You just happened to be nearby? I didn't have time for questions, but I asked anyway. I was hiking when the flood hit. Got evacuated with everyone else. He was already opening the back door, hands moving toward Maverick with the careful confidence of someone who knew what they were doing. How long ago was she injured? 15 minutes. Debris laceration, left flank. She's lost a lot of blood. I can see that. He had a medical bag, actual medical supplies, not a first aid kit. I'm Dr. James Park, Austin Emergency Veterinary. Your dog saved my life 20 minutes ago. Let me return the favor. I let him work. Watched his hands move with precise efficiency. Checking vitals, assessing the wound, starting an IV line with supplies from his bag, while rain hammered the truck and Maverick's tail wagged weakly because even injured, she loved meeting new people. She's stable, Jamie said after 10 minutes that felt like hours, but she needs surgery. The laceration is deep, probably muscle damage. I can stabilize her for transport, but the roads are flooded. We can't get to Austin for hours, then we improvise. He looked up and I saw his eyes for the first time. Dark brown, intelligent, currently calculating options. There's an emergency shelter being set up at the community center. They'll have power, clean water, space. If you can get us there, I can operate. You can't perform surgery in a community center. I can perform surgery anywhere if the alternative is your dog dying. His voice was firm. Your call, handler. But decide fast. I decided fast. We drove through water that tried to sweep us off the road. Maverick stable but declining in the back. Jamie talking to her the whole way, in a voice that was calm and sure and somehow made me feel like everything would be okay, even though nothing was. The community center was chaos. Evacuees. Emergency personnel, the Red Cross setting up cots. Jamie commandeered a corner, sent me to find specific supplies, had someone boil water for sterilization. Within 30 minutes he had an improvised surgical suite and was scrubbing in like this was a normal Tuesday. You should wait outside, he said, pulling on gloves. She's my partner. I stay. He assessed me. 6'2", 210, probably looks stable enough. Fine, but if you pass out, you're on your own. I didn't pass out. I held Maverick's head, talked to her while Jamie worked with hands that were steady despite the improvised conditions. The surgery took 90 minutes. When he finally straightened up, there was blood on his scrubs and exhaustion in his eyes. She's going to be fine, he said. 6 weeks recovery. Then she'll be back to saving people. The relief hit me like a physical thing. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank her. She's the one who did the hard part. He stripped off his gloves, moved to wash his hands in a bucket of clean water. You're her handler. Cooper Reed, Travis County Search and Rescue. I offered my hand. She's the best damn dog in the county. Maybe the state. I believe it. He shook my hand, firm grip, warm despite the rain. James Park. Jamie. Your dog pulled me off a ledge when the water was rising. Literally dragged me by my jacket to high ground. That's what she does. I knelt beside Maverick, ran my hand over her head. She doesn't quit. Ever. Neither do you, apparently. Jamie was watching me with an expression I couldn't read. You stayed in a flood zone to make sure everyone got out. It's my job. It's more than that. He dried his hands, came to crouch beside me and Maverick. I've seen people do their jobs. This is different. He stopped, started again. You really love her, don't you? She's family. My voice came out rough. The only family I've got in Texas, honestly. She's everything. Something shifted in Jamie's expression. I get that. The animal bond. It's why I became a vet. He stood up. She needs to stay here tonight for observation. I'll monitor her. You should get some rest. I'm not leaving her. Then we'll both stay. He smiled, tired but genuine. I make terrible coffee, but I'm excellent at post-op surveillance. Deal. But here's what I didn't know then. Jamie Park wasn't just a good vet. He was the kind of person who carried a full emergency medical kit while hiking because you never knew when someone might need help. Who performed surgery in a community center without hesitation because saving lives, animal lives, mattered more than proper conditions. Who stayed up all night monitoring a stranger's dog because that's what you did when you cared. And I was about to spend the next 12 hours learning exactly what that dedication looked like. We stayed up through the night while Maverick recovered and the floodwaters slowly receded. Jamie checked her vitals every 30 minutes, adjusted her IV, talked to her in a voice that was gentle and sure. Between checks, we talked about dogs, his childhood border collie, my first K9 partner who'd retired 2 years ago, about Texas, him growing up in Houston, Korean-American kid in a southern city, me growing up on a ranch outside San Antonio, about the specific calling that leads someone to spend their life helping others, whether those others have 2 legs or 4. Why search and rescue? Jamie asked around hour 3, both of us drinking terrible coffee from the shelter's supplies. Because I'm good at it. Because when someone's lost or trapped, having the right dog and the right handler can mean the difference between life and death. I looked at Maverick, sleeping peacefully now. She saved 43 people in 2 years. That's 43 families who got someone back. That matters. It does. He leaned back against the wall. Why emergency vet medicine? Same reason, probably. Because animals in crisis need immediate care. Because 5 minutes can save a life or lose it. Because, he paused, because I watched my childhood dog die slowly from cancer and I couldn't do anything. Couldn't help, couldn't save him, just had to watch. I became a vet so I'd never feel that helpless again. The honesty in that admission made my chest tight. And that's a good reason. It's a heavy reason. He smiled slightly. But yeah, it works. Around hour 5, when Maverick's vitals had stabilized completely, Jamie said, "Can I ask you something personal?" "Shoot. Are you seeing anyone?" My heart did something complicated. No, work makes it hard. Weird hours, deployments, the job comes first. I met his eyes. Why? Because I've been trying to figure out for 5 hours if you're as attractive as you seem, or if it's just a hero with a dog thing making me think that. He said it matter-of-factly, like commenting on the weather. I laughed, surprised and genuine. Now that's direct. I'm tired. Tired makes me honest. He was smiling now. So, am I imagining this, or you're not imagining it? I moved closer, aware that we were in a public shelter with people sleeping 20 feet away. I've been trying to figure out the same thing. If you're this competent and attractive normally, or if it's just a save my dog thing. Both? Probably. He was close enough now that I could see flecks of amber in his brown eyes. Cooper, I should tell you, I'm bad at relationships. I work 60-hour weeks. I cancel dates for animal emergencies. My last boyfriend told me I care more about my patients than him. Did you? Yeah, I did. No hesitation. Oh, but I'm trying to be better about balance. What if you met someone who understood? Someone who also works weird hours and cancels plans for their job? That would be different. His hand found mine on the floor between us. Oh, that would be really different. I kissed him there in that community center at 5 in the morning, with Maverick sleeping 3 feet away and evacuees snoring in the background. His lips were soft, his hand coming up to my jaw, and everything about him was careful and sure even in this. When we pulled apart, we were both smiling. That was, Jamie started, "Yeah, we should, definitely." We kissed again, deeper this time, his hands in my hair and mine on his waist. When Maverick made a small sound, we broke apart, both immediately moving to check on her. "She's fine," Jamie said, checking her vitals. "Just dreaming. Probably dreaming about saving people." I ran my hand over her head. "She's obsessed with work." Like her handler. Jamie was watching me with warmth. "You know what? I like you both. A lot." "We like you too," I said. "A lot." The floodwaters receded by morning. Roads reopened. The shelter started clearing out. Jamie cleared Maverick for transport. She'd need limited activity for 6 weeks, but would make a full recovery. "I'll need to see her in a week for follow-up," Jamie said as I loaded her carefully into my truck. "And then every 2 weeks until she's healed. That's a lot of vet visits. Medical necessity." But he was smiling. "Also, I'd like to see you. When we're both not exhausted and covered in mud, dinner?" I offered. "When I'm off shift?" "Yes, no hesitation." "And Cooper?" "Bring Maverick. I want to see how she is. She's a working dog. She doesn't do social visits. She saved my life." Exception to the rule. Fair point. We exchanged numbers. He texted immediately, "This is Jamie, the vet who's definitely going to see you again." My response, "This is Cooper, the guy whose dog has excellent taste in surgeons. The dog or the handler?" He sent back, "Both," I replied. The next 6 weeks were a study in careful courtship. Vet appointments that lasted twice as long as necessary because Jamie and I couldn't stop talking. Coffee dates before my shifts and after his. Long conversations about everything. His family in Houston, my family's ranch, the specific loneliness of doing work that makes normal relationships hard. We went slow with Maverick recovering, but there was nothing slow about the way we were falling. Jamie came to my place and cooked Korean food while Maverick lounged nearby, her tail wagging every time he walked past. I went to his apartment and helped him study for a veterinary board recertification, quizzing him on procedures while we sat on his couch. "You know what I thought the first time I saw you?" Jamie said one night, sprawled across my chest while we watched a documentary about rescue dogs. "That I was covered in mud and looked insane?" "That too," he laughed. "But also that you were the most focused person I'd ever seen. The way you moved, the way you handled Maverick, the way you made decisions under pressure. It was," he searched for words, "hot, very hot. You thought I was hot while my dog was bleeding out." "I'm excellent at multitasking." He kissed my jaw. "I can appreciate competence and crisis management simultaneously." "That's a very specific skill." "I'm a very specific person." He propped himself up to look at me. "Cooper, I'm really glad Maverick got injured." "That's a terrible thing to say, I know. But it's true. If she hadn't, I never would have met you. And that would have been..." His voice got softer. "That would have been really sad. Because I think you might be the best thing that's happened to me in years." I pulled him down, kissed him until we were both breathless. "You're the best thing too. You and your terrible bedside manner." "My bedside manner is excellent, thank you. You told me if I passed out during surgery, I was on my own. And you respected that." He grinned. "See? Excellent." When Maverick's 6 weeks were up and Jamie cleared her for full duty, we celebrated at a hill country park, the same park where the flash flood had hit. Maverick ran and played, healthy and strong, while Jamie and I walked hand in hand. "She's incredible," Jamie said, watching her race through the grass. "You've trained her so well." "She trained herself mostly. Some dogs are just born for this work." I squeezed his hand. "Well, thank you. For saving her. Thank you for letting me." He stopped walking, turned to face me. "Cooper, I need to tell you something." My stomach dropped. "Okay, I'm in love with you. Direct, matter-of-fact, pure Jamie. I've been in love with you since you refused to leave the shelter until Maverick woke up. And I know it's only been 6 weeks, but I'm sure. So, yeah, I love you." The words hit me like sunlight. "I love you too. Have loved you since you showed up in the rain and..." Immediately started giving orders about my dog. "That's very specific. You're a very specific person." I kissed him there in the park with Maverick racing circles around us. "I love you, Jamie Park. I love you too, Cooper Reed." 8 months later, search and rescue doesn't stop for relationships. Neither does emergency veterinary medicine. But we made it work. My weird hours and his weird hours somehow syncing up enough that we built something real. Jamie started coming on my training sessions with Maverick, photographing her work for the county's website. I started volunteering at his clinic, helping with large animal restraint because I was good with scared dogs and he needed the muscle. One morning I woke up to find Jamie already dressed, packing his medical bag. "Emergency?" I asked. "Multi-car accident on I-35. They're bringing in 3 dogs from the vehicles. I need to go." He leaned over, kissed me quickly. "Love you. Feed Maverick. See you tonight. Stay safe. Always." He left. My phone rang 2 minutes later. Deployment call. "Missing hiker in the Greenbelt. Possible injury. Needed Maverick and me ASAP." I texted Jamie. "Deployment. Missing hiker. Love you." His response came immediately. "Be safe. Maverick knows what she's doing." "Love you too." We both saved people that day. Him in his clinic. Me in the hills with Maverick. When we finally got home at midnight, exhausted and filthy, we collapsed into bed together. "We're insane." Jamie mumbled against my shoulder. "This schedule is impossible." Yeah, I held him close. "But it works." "Because we both get it." "Because we both get it," I agreed. 8 months after meeting during a flash flood, lying in bed with a vet who saved my dog and stole my heart, I realized something. Some people search their whole lives for the right person. Sometimes that person shows up in a crisis. Sometimes they're soaked and bossy and know exactly what they're doing. Sometimes you get lucky and they love your dog almost as much as you do. That's not a bad story. That's not bad at all.